If there's one thing that my mom taught me not to be, is not to be a dumb bitch. So I'm going to share a piece of advice with you that she gave me that has been helping me dating in my 20s. I'm 22. I am eventually soon-ish looking to be in a long-term relationship where I could settle down. AKA marriage, family, all that good stuff. I feel like we see a hoe phase as something very bad, but it's actually really good. You want yourself and your partner to have explored other people, to have dated and have past relationships and just been in that hoe phase for a reason. When you two come together, you want to be able to choose each other outside of that. You have gone out, you have explored, you've seen what's out there. Now you're choosing to let that go and be together. Especially in a man, I don't think you want to have a guy be your husband that hasn't experienced or gone through his hoe phase, because the possibility of cheating, and with women too, but I feel like there's a higher possibility of cheating. This is going to help you and your partner know what you like, what you don't like, what qualities you want in the relationship, what qualities you don't like. Just you learn so much during these phases, and they are honestly parts of your life that help you develop so much. So I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
In the book of Proverbs, chapter 14:12, there is a way which seemeth right unto man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. See, there's a way that seems right to us. And because of our own mind, these things make sense. But the end result is death. So your mom saying, oh, a whole phase is necessary because blah, 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 whatever excuse you gave. But guess what y'all said? Y'all said it's not. Y'all said you should leave your house and cleave unto your spouse. There's a way that seems right to a person, but it's just not. See, what will happen if you decide to be a hoe? You'll lose the ability to pair bond with the husband that you do eventually get. You'll lose that ability to pair bond. Because when a woman gets with a man for the first time, she produces so much oxytocin, so much estrogen, that she is emotionally locked to this man. Now, if a woman gets with man after man after man after man after man, when she finally gets to the guy that she says is her husband, she's not going to produce that oxytocin for him. She's not going to produce that estrogen from him. Therefore, guess what? She's going to lose that ability to pair bond. And it's an actual statistical fact that the more bodies a woman has, the harder it will be for her to make her marriage work. Y'all prefer a man to have one wife, but he was also allowed to have other wives too. I mean, it wasn't a sin. But a man still can't go around having sex with random people. Y'all don't want men to go around having sex with random people. Y'all don't want men to be a player. Y'all don't want men to be out here in the streets. Y'all don't want men to be out here laying a pipe on random women. Whoredom is not good for a man or a woman. Because when a man goes around having sex with all these women, all he's doing is creating the women that he doesn't want either. All these men are doing when they're going around having sex with hoes, they're making hoes. They're creating the hoes. So y'all hates the action of a man doing it just as much as he hate the action of a woman doing it. Y'all wants marriage, and that's it. He doesn't want boyfriends, girlfriends, whole phase, all this other stuff. Marriage. And when it comes to marriage, there has to be provisions. There has to be a man providing for his children and at least putting in the work, at least trying to provide for his wife. Because if he's not, if he's a lazy, or if he's a deadbeat, or if he's moving around just creating hoes, creating 403 women, y'all despises that man. Y'all prefers a woman to be with one man her entire life. Sexually, right? He prefers a woman to have a sexual relationship with one man her entire life. Now, if there's a divorce can happen, and you can get married after that, but it has to go down properly. Because at the end of the day, all y'all doing is boiling STDs. And y'all are baking children that will grow up with a very poor future and make poor decisions and continue a cycle of toxicity in our people. If a man who is a virgin gets with a woman who are a virgin, their pair bond will be so strong. If they get married, their pair bond will be so strong. They'll both produce the oxytocin. They'll both be locked into each other. They'll both be one flesh. They'll both learn from each other. They'll both grow together. And that's how y'all intended. Y'all really intended man to have one wife, but he also allowed a man to have multiple wives if he has the ability to provide for all those wives and children. That's it. But yeah, whatever that is, that whole stuff you're talking about leads to only more problems.
Like the Jewish people, I'm a competitor. And I'm jealous of the Jewish community. I'm jealous of the fact of how they don't abort their babies. I'm jealous of the fact of how they stay with their wives. I'm jealous of the fact of how they do business together. I'm jealous of the fact of how they read their contracts and understand their contracts. I'm jealous of the way Jewish people do business. And I'm jealous not just for me, but for our entire culture. And I believe that once we rise up, that we will have a position to be able to serve God, because it's not about taking over the world. God runs the world. We need to be in service to God, and we all need to be in service to God. So I'm jealous. And you know what? Because when I would speak on the Khaled and Drake record, why I speak on that? Out of jealousy.
Yeah, man, look. I had to show y'all that one because Kanye says that he's jealous of the Jewish people. And y'all said that would happen. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 21. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. Yah says that he will move us to jealousy by a people that is not a people. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say any more because I don't want to get the video deleted. But let me just say this. The people that are moving us to jealousy have order in their societies. And that's the only reason why. That's the only reason why we're jealous, because our society don't have order. Our society don't have order because y'all took that away, because sometimes it takes a rough time to realize why you should have kept the commandments. Sometimes it takes a struggle for you to turn to God. Sometimes it takes a struggle before you start trying to do right. And y'all put us in this struggle. He took an order away from us. He made our society collapse. The Negro doesn't have a military. He does not have a king. He does not have a political structure. He does not have a bank. He does not have a school. He doesn't have any of this. He doesn't have a foundation. Doesn't have a roof. Doesn't even have walls. While the other nations are in mansions and castles, we have not even a house. This is why we are driven to jealousy by these people.
I got us donuts. Those are so bad for you. Oh no, are they moldy? I mean, are they poisoned? Are you allergic? No, I'm just saying. You're judging my food choices based on a false standard of health again, aren't you? Guilty.
Diet culture, fat phobia, and systems of oppression have created false hierarchies of food, and it shows up everywhere.
We are all incorrectly taught from a young age that our size, and therefore the foods that we eat, are markers of our self-worth. Moralizing food can lead to harmful relationships with food and disordered eating.
Instead of focusing on good and bad choices, try to approach food with neutrality in mind.
The only foods that are bad for you are foods that contain allergens, poisons, and contaminants, or food that is spoiled or is otherwise inedible.
Eat without guilt, regardless of what society says.
We live in a society where people, they can't control their emotions at all. You can't live in your emotions. You have to use your emotions to your advantage, but you can't live in your emotions. You can't dwell in your emotions. When you dwell in your emotions, you get stuff like that. And what do I mean by that? They will try to bend reality so that the reality can fit their emotions. You're supposed to live and dwell in your logic, but you're only supposed to use your emotions to your advantage. Your emotion is saying, I want to continue eating cupcakes. I want to continue to eat chemicals. I want to continue to eat fat food, and I want to continue to eat hella sugar and salt. And nobody should be able to tell me otherwise. Because you want to be in reality, fit your narrative, and it's just not good. It's not how you should live. The stuff is killing you. You need to eat better. You need to eat better. It's not because of just a size, or it's not just because an appearance. It's because you are destroying your DNA. Your children have a higher rate of birth defect. They have a higher rate of miscarriage because you are destroying your DNA with food that is not food. Do you understand? And especially for men, once you eat crap and you don't put in enough nutrients in your body, your sperm are going to be horrible. And when that goes into a woman's body and a woman has defective eggs, her defective eggs that she got from eating food that is not food form a birth defected baby that's going to have to live and suffer throughout his whole life because of the decision, the stupid ass decision that you made